Welcome to the Book Buzz Show with Sheryl, where we dive into the captivating world of books. Here at the Book Buzz Show, we encourage you to make your pages turn with joy and immerse yourself in a magical literary experience. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Book Buzz Show with Sheryl, where we dive into the captivating world of books. Here at the Book Buzz Show, we encourage you to make your pages turn with joy and immerse yourself in a magical literary experience. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to the Book Buzz Show. I'm your host, Cheryl Brooks, and I want to welcome those who are new, and if you're returning, welcome back. Here at the Book Buzz Show, we do talk about the books and the characters. We do have like minor spoilers, but we don't give any major spoilers away. Also, the Book Buzz Show is also a podcast, so you can follow us at the Book Buzz Show with Cheryl, wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure to follow us there so you can listen to us when you're on the go. Also, if you enjoy this broadcast, please make sure to share it so others can also enjoy it. And make sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, tonight we have a treat for you. We have author Sheryl Lister, and we were going to be talking about her new book, No Reservations. And here is the cover for those who are watching. Beautiful cover, by the way. I love this. And I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. Make sure to get your copy. All right, and so I'm going to bring our guest on for tonight, Sheryl Lister, and my co-host for this evening, Katina Brown, to the stage. Hello, ladies. Welcome.
Hello.
All right. Looks like we have some people in the audience. We have a couple of Facebook users. If you want your name to show, just go to the link in the description and give StreamYard permission. It'll show your name. Another Facebook user. Hello. I'm not sure who that is.
I know, right?
Hi, Ola. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ola.
JB, thank you for joining us.
Miss JB.
Lisa, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Lisa.
JB is saying hello, Cheryl.
That's my sweet lady right there. I love her.
Yes, me too. All right, so we gonna get right into it. So for those, we're not gonna. I spoke to Cheryl not too long ago about her book. I think it was A Perfect Pairing. We talked.
Yes, it was A Perfect Pairing last time. Yeah.
And so you can go check out that broadcast. That was a good broadcast. This broadcast, because of the theme of the book, sisterhood, we're going to talk a little bit about sisterhood, and then we'll get into the characters in the book. All right. So I think I say this all the time, so you probably heard me say this before, is I love stories with strong sister friends and also brotherhoods as well.
Yeah.
So this was right up my alley. I loved it. Love the bond between Diane, Joy, Rochelle, and Yvette.
Yeah.
And I especially love it because women are not often portrayed as being able to have strong friendships.
Exactly.
So I love whenever that is portrayed, whether it's in books or on TV or whatever. Was it important for you to portray these strong female friends? And if so, why?
Yeah, actually it was, because like you said, we don't always get to see it. But then, because in real life, there are strong friendships. But then on the flip side of that, there are times where women don't actually get along very well.
Right.
So, you might see that again somewhere else in another book.
Right. That's portrayed enough. I agree with
Yeah.
you.
But I said, but you know what? You might see it again. I might, raising my hand. So, but it may
You
turn
never
out,
know.
but you know how I like my little ending. So,
Yes.
Yes.
have no fear. But yeah, it's very important because I love the fact that we don't get to see it, and it is so prevalent that we do have these friendships. Because I have my sisters who,
Mhm.
even though we don't live near each other anymore, we've moved away from each other, but it's like when we get together, it's like we just saw each other last week.
Right.
And it is so fun because you can have these friends that you can laugh with, cry with. They cheer you, when something good happens to you. They cry with you when there's a big epic fail or something, some crisis or whatever. But you get to just do life all the
Right.
way through. So it's this shared, bond that it's just beautiful.
I agree. And like I said in another interview, not everyone is fortunate enough to have good friends. So when you have them, you should definitely treasure it.
And it's very interesting that you point that out because I think someone left me a review and they said that they didn't necessarily have these close friendships in their life, and so they were like, "Wow, maybe I need to go and and do this." So I thought it's like that is a really cool thing, though. So
Yes.
yeah,
And these were
Um,
like ride or die chicks.
yes.
yeah,
For sure.
exactly,
There
exactly.
for it no matter what you're going through.
Yeah,
Right.
Not the fair weather ones that's only there when it's good times.
and it's
And they
good.
were like honest. It wasn't that like if you had, if you look good, you look good. If you look beat down, they
We're
would
gonna
tell
tell
you.
you.
You're right.
Right.
You're like, you
And you
might want
knew
to put
and you
something
knew it was
else
coming
on.
from a
Yeah,
good place.
exactly, exactly.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, you saw a little bit of that in the book with her sister, with
Yeah.
Rochelle's.
Yeah.
She's like, girl. I mean, I'm not saying you ain't look good, but you know what? We're gonna find you
Right,
something.
right. So
It's fine. Thank you, Miss Jerry. That's
and
her
I love
comment.
that too. I love the secondary characters in the book.
Oh, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
even though they had their sister friends, they also some of them had
Mhm.
strong families ties as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, hello, Miss Tony. How you
Hey, Mama
doing?
Tony.
Tony.
Also, we talked a little bit about this already. What are some of the common challenges you think that female friendships, go through? Because it's often, like we were talking about, it's not often. Some people don't have these strong
Hmm.
female friends, and I've had friendships that have gone by the wayside over the years. Um, for different reasons. But what are some of the challenges that you think?
Well, I think in general, the most obvious one is usually like competition, that we see
Yes,
each other as competition, that
yes,
we don't feel like there's enough space for both of us to win.
mm-hmm.
And so, that I think that's kind of probably the biggest reason, I think. But then I also think that there are personal things, that there are, things where someone may have, done something to another, to the friend that causes the friendship to kind of fizzle out, or, whatever, whether it was intentional or not. And it doesn't have to be anything huge. It could just be
Right,
something, that a person doesn't realize that, the way you said, did, or whatever
mm-hmm.
might have, kind of hit this person the wrong way.
And I
So,
said I had wrote down something similar. You said competition. I had put jealousy.
yep, there
Um,
is that.
yes, and I had to tell you, I love the way you and Elle and Sheryl and all of them,
Angie.
Angie and Anita when she was with you all, how you all support each other because you don't see that a lot. So I love it.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We do.
Are we? I'm hearing the echo now. I
I
don't
think
know.
now it's echoing. Yeah,
Is another device on maybe?
not mine.
Hmm. It seemed like we were having this problem last week too, and then it just stopped. I don't know.
Yeah, it did. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll just roll with it. Um, JB is saying that she has the book, but she hasn't read it yet. She got
So
baby
we won't get you.
Not tonight, JB.
No big spoilers, Miss JB.
JB, so you don't have to
Not the
worry.
major.
Yeah, we won't get you any big spoilers. We won't mess it up.
What are some of the things that you mentioned that you and your friends live apart now, but what are some of the things that you do when you reconnect?
Oh, we like to eat. We used to actually before, because all three of us, are married. And so it was funny that we had friends, other friends in our little group. And they're like, oh, well, we want to go on the weekend with y'all. It's like, I'm sorry, it's only for married women because y'all have a different mindset. We're not having that same thing going over here. We would literally go to like a staycation type thing. We would go spend the night or 2 night in a hotel, and we would like, if it's in one of the kind of like residence inn type thing, we would cook our own dinner, and we would just laugh and talk and bond. Or if it wasn't, then we get together, we go and we have lunch, we have dinner, we have our little wine, do whatever, we laugh and talk about our current whatever's going on. I mean, and it was a time for us to just get together and just kind of, hey, what's going on with your life, what's going on in your life, and then encouraging each other through those things. And we still do that. Like I said, like we live apart. And one of them, she actually came to California to visit her son, and which is about an hour away from me. And my other friend lives in the Bay Area. And so it was an hour, a little more than an hour for her. So we both went in the middle and met her and spent the night in the hotel and had a great time.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I was saying before that I have a few friends, childhood friends, but we don't we can go like a month without talking. But then when we get back, when we talk again, it's like we just pick up right where we left off.
Exactly. And that's how it is with us, and then when we're, busy and running around with life, and then we don't talk for 3 or 4 months, we might be having to, hey girl, think about you, that's it.
Right.
But when we get on that phone, it's like a 2-hour phone call because we got to catch up on
it.
Yeah.
Yes, I can definitely relate.
Yes, for sure.
What about you, Katina? You have close female friends?
Yeah, and it's funny because what you just said, Cheryl, about the check-in. Because I know a friend of mine, she just started a new job last year, and she works like a different type of shift, like 2 to 10, and then she does overtime. She's always like, and we were in the beginning, it was like, going to dinner, we going here, going there, and then she just like disappeared. And then every once in a while, I'll just send a little quick text, still alive, and she's like,
right,
yeah, I'm good. And then she'll call me, and then 2 hours later, like you said, we're getting off the phone because it's kind of, I'm just checking in. I don't need to like talk for hours. I just, I'm just thinking about you, and that's it. So, and then, like you said, you come back like you just left off from a conversation, which it usually is, because it's a follow up, then it's all that stuff. Yeah, for sure. It's great to have those, and it's also better to be able to nurture those, because some people they're not good at being friends. They don't know how to do it.
You've never seen it. You haven't seen it demonstrated. Because I actually had the privilege of seeing it demonstrated with my mom, because she had a friend that they had since they were 6 years old.
Wow.
So you're talking about like a 55, 60-year, friendship, and it would crack me up every time they'd call on the phone, and I'm thinking, what are you calling each other names? Stop having, kind of thing. It would just be hilarious. And that's how they would greet each other. And it would just be funny and they would just laugh and laugh and laugh, like those 2-hour ones, but everybody has life. So those phone calls didn't happen like, every week or nothing, but every time it happened, we knew who she was talking to, because that's how the greeting went. Or we would go over their house because, they had kids too. So we had a daughter that was closer to my age. She was a couple years older than me. So we go over there while they'd having fun and talking, and I'd talk with them, or they should come over to our house, so I got a chance to see what that looked like.
Right.
So
yeah, same here. My mother had childhood friends that went into
I still got my girl, she's my sister from way back.
Same here. I have some from childhood, some from school, some from college, some from work.
Then you grown up,
Right. JB is suggesting that we turn the volume down on our And I don't know what I just did, but I hit the wrong thing. Okay, let's see.
We got it.
Okay, let's see if that helps. All right, and this is one. What is your favorite friendship movie?
Ooh, I don't know. That's how you just ask me.
Really?
I mean,
one
I love.
One that came to my mind is My Best Friend's Wedding. I love that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I did love Waiting to Exhale, Girls Trip,
Yes.
and then I think Sweet Magnolias, which is a series.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just the friendships kind of thing. So it's love for watching those.
Love Sweet Still Magnolias. Loved it. What about you, Tina?
Yeah, that you got the good ones. But when I think about like the series, like Living Single and
that too. Oh yes,
and
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Some of those Netflix ones that never like got past season 2. Some of those that are.
Oh yeah, it's a good one on Netflix too. That one is Sweet Magnolia. That's when I said it first.
Yeah, I actually just got into that last year, and I was
with the singer
Heather Headley.
Yeah,
Look, I really, okay, she could be in the movie, but I really need her to just go on and make me
another
album. I'm just saying, I'm just like, Heather, if you listening, we gonna need more music.
Same here. Mama Tony is saying is their book of the month for April.
Well, Miss Mama Tony, if you want me to hop on Zoom with you, I got you.
And then Ola is saying she has a friend from childhood.
Oh my God.
For over 70 years.
Now that's gold. I love that.
That's the cradle.
I love that. That is amazing. Now, did you relate to any of the characters in particular, Sheryl?
Let me see. Well, I don't necessarily think that I probably have minor little pieces of personality wise with them, but not necessarily. They weren't somebody who really have all of my person, but me. For the first time, I actually got characters who are their own people. They are not me. I mean, there were a couple of scenes though that I probably could have, jumped into that might have been my response as well.
Yeah.
Now y'all will know which one I'm talking about. Let's just say Robert,
Joy, and yes.
Oh wow,
yes, that one. That might have been my response too.
I think I haven't done this in a long time, but I actually had the least favorite person in this book.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Oh my God. Yeah, you had a least favorite. There was the least favorite, and then there was a runner-up.
I know.
Yeah,
right.
For most of the book, especially, yeah. Now, were there any challenges? You said what?
You got a redemption on one.
Yeah, for sure.
Were there any challenges with you writing this book? I know this was a new genre.
Yes, there were. Because I'm so used to 35 books in writing from the male and female perspective.
Yes.
That putting my guys in this story, I'm like, oh, they don't get a voice. Oh my gosh, to try to really get what they're feeling,
right,
without giving them a voice was difficult. And then just trying to follow 3 main characters, and keeping the story cohesive, for lack of a better term. So it doesn't feel like you're reading something here and then you turn to the next chapter and you're like, wait, what? So it was a little bit of a challenge of bringing that, but with my agent and my editor, they helped the sister out.
Good. Because I tell you again, you did an amazing job. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters, even the secondary characters. Lynette is saying
hello. Hey, sis. My West Coast sister.
Okay. My mom said we all had a least favorite.
Yeah, we know. Everybody can't be lovely, That's how life is. Right?
Ola is saying that you did an outstanding job on this new project.
Thank you. Our echo is
now it sounds like we're in a tunnel or something. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so before we get into the characters, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this episode is let me go to. It is Black Odyssey Media, and you can check them out at blackodyssey.net and check out their roster of authors. All right, so we're going to get into the characters. Now, with Rochelle, she is, to me anyway, this is what I characterize as she's a single mother who was left with low self-esteem, basically, from her ex.
Yes.
And I felt for her because even when she had got a new love interest, she kept asking, "What does he? Why her? What is he?"
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was, it was so heartfelt and heartwarming when I just like it tugged at me.
Yeah. Well, I think we all have little, probably some of us have, we all have a little piece of insecurity inside of us. It's just sometimes things happen that, magnify it and blow it up.
Right.
But it's always hard. I think we're more critical of ourselves than anybody else. And then if we've been hurt,
right,
we internalize those things, and it makes it hard for us to kind of break out of that and move forward. So, cue in the good friends and the new guy who's going to show you like, no, that's not how it always is,
Yes.
So, yeah.
When you think about that, it took 2 years of him
just patiently,
and
he was very slow with it. He wasn't, badgering him, wasn't bothering her, just, just kind of being there in the background.
Mm-hmm. And even before that, it seemed he was around.
Yeah, because they were friends, so they're
right.
Be the thing we pick, because her friends would let her know. It's like, we saw him, he was talking to you a little bit, asking you how you do, what's going on,
Right.
I love it.
We get silly when we have friends. We can do that. You can really be silly.
Miss Tony said that the book had her all in her emotions, sad, happy, and bad. Right. Wanted to slap one a few times, of course.
Exactly. I know who that was.
I know.
Right.
A couple of them I wanted to slap. She said Rochelle was afraid because it passed her, right?
Yeah, and if you've gotten, kind of beaten down emotionally, and it's really tough. I think that's harder than the physical pain.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so much harder to make your brain to change your mindset.
Right.
And so it takes a while for that to happen and shine through.
And like you said, he was patient with her, and he knew from being around in their circle what she had dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that too made him more understanding.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that her arc, you could see sufficiently the growth that she had throughout the story, with going back to loving her like she did before.
Right.
Loving herself, yeah.
Loved him. Warren I'm talking about.
I like that.
So we're gonna move on to Diane. And she worked with kids and had always longed to be a mother.
Okay, so I guess that might be part of me. That's part of me. I used to work with kids. Well, not at the daycare. I mean, I went to the daycare, but I was an occupational therapist, so I played with kids. Right, yeah. I played with kids for a living. 2+ decades.
Love that. And then with the things, the fertility issues that her and her husband went through, that was, painful to read about. Even though her husband, Jeffrey, I wanted to kick him in the behind sometimes.
I know.
Like, what is wrong? It was struggle. It was a struggle.
I know, right. But I was hoping that you could see little tidbits that even though the things weren't well with him, that he would jump in every now and then. Here, let me help you do this, even though he's mad, even though they're not. But he's still not gonna let her be out there by herself.
Right. It was like a look. It was like a gesture.
Right.
It was like you had hope.
Right. I definitely had hope. Yeah.
Something was coming. Because of everything she went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry is there, and Warren was in for the long haul.
Yes, he was. Yes,
most definitely. And that's what she needed too, somebody like that. And then we'll get to Joy. I like Joy. She was a go-getter. Yeah. And I love that she had her own dream of opening up her own business, but she put it on the back burner to help her husband build his business and made it a success. I
know. I know. Everybody can't be all sunshine and light, y'all. Now here, that's
right.
You know what's funny? In the beginning, I was like, maybe she's being, you try to be optimistic.
Right? Yeah, because in the beginning, I was thinking that they were going to come through too.
Right.
But
surprise.
All right. He just kept on, like, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But JB
she had quite a few bombshells. Joy did so, and had to reconcile some things. So
she did. I like how her brother, came. He was like, hold on.
She like, listen, you better get there first, otherwise.
I was surprised actually that he didn't react the way she did.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, he just let her handle it because it wasn't nothing left for him to do after that part. I'm just saying. He had one word. What did he say? That's it. He had one word.
That's it.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, he had me like wanting to jump through the
pages, right?
I like. Yeah, I agree, Ola, that Brent was the perfect big brother.
He was.
Sure was.
I loved him. I love Val. Very good siblings.
Yeah.
And then we get to Yvette. She was still very much a presence in the story, which I appreciate.
Yes.
That was the goal. I wanted you all to still feel that there was 4, even though there were 3.
Most definitely did. And because we even got a sense of her through how they remembered her, that she was somebody that they could go to, that had a listening ear, advice, and she encouraged them even from not being there physically. She still was encouraging them.
She was masterminding stuff,
right?
And I like to say that Joe is the unsung hero.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. He was just following what his baby wanted,
Yes.
So
and I love how they still supported him as a brother.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, that was already up there. Okay. So then we get a little bit into the men. Jeffrey, Diane's husband. At first I didn't know how to take him.
Right.
Because I was like, what is his problem? But
he had one.
He definitely had one. He had some issues.
He had issues.
And then I felt for him in the end.
Yeah.
But I think when you think about it, men are not very forthcoming because we have our sisterhood. We'll be out here, girl, do you know what happened? Oh, I can't believe. Can you help? I'm struggling. Men don't do that. No. They don't do that as much as we do. And society has made it difficult for them to be able to be expressive. I think it's changing now, but it's always been more difficult for guys to feel okay with saying, hey, all is not well.
Right. Right.
And he did mention
your spouse anyway, especially. Yeah.
And
he did mention that he did talk to his family,
his brother and his dad. What your dad say? He says, not with your brother, same thing, but not quite as nice. He said, so a brother gonna tell you. Your dad is gonna be politically correct about some things. Siblings, not so much. They gonna just tell you about yourself and keep it moving. So
and that actually had made a note of that, because I think it's important too that people have an outlet, because you can't always go to your spouse, or you don't want to go to your spouse about certain things. So it was good that he had that he had his brother and his father to set him straight and give him some perspective.
And I'm glad that he chose that path.
Yes,
you have went the other way, further and further into that hole that he was digging for him.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But ain't
then-
nothing like a little child to help your brother out.
Right.
So kids will take you, say whatever, and keep it moving. Like, do you need some cookies? Because you look sad too. Let me just
Excuse
help
me a
you.
moment, y'all.
I love that. And that was helping with the melting, of him and him,
Yeah.
coming down
Yeah.
his
It
ego,
was.
because it was mostly, for me, it felt like it was mostly ego that was driving it because of what he was feeling about himself, and
But then, I mean, because if you think about it, it's tied to their manhood,
right.
So much of that is being able to do all of these things that we're not gonna say. You gotta read the book and find out.
Because he felt like that was his job.
Right. But he wanted the same thing she did.
Absolutely, he
He
did.
did want those things, and then failure.
Yeah,
That's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow.
and he
Failure.
still was working through it.
Yeah.
He said he was still working through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's not automatic fix.
Darius said that she was consistently in Shell's head. Oh, you mean Yvette?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was, because
she should have
all
been
over her. Because she's like, girl, let it be. Come on now.
She said, "Girl, you better not say no."
I know, don't mess it up. So I love
that.
having her presence in the book.
Mama Tony is saying Joe knew his assignment and did it well.
He did. He knew the assignment and he handled his business.
I loved him. JB saying being open and honest is not a man's strong point. Sharon is even less. Yeah.
But I think that I love showing, like you said, I love the sisterhood friendships, but I love showing the men too.
Yes.
So y'all look for that. That's coming too.
Yeah. Well, you did that too in The Perfect Parent, and
yes.
And I can't think of the first book.
Table for Two.
Table for Two.
There's one more coming in. It's gonna get more.
Okay.
You're gonna see more of the brothers.
Can't wait. Now to Robert.
Okay. Marketina's like head down.
I still can't really figure him out because well, yeah, I can, because some men are just,
it was all about him.
It was all about him and his ambition.
His vision and expanding things his way. He don't rock the boat. Everything's good. What's the problem? We're business is booming, so he saw this as if she was gone, then maybe that his success would be gone too.
Right. So he definitely and you did a good job showing how he actually leaned on her a lot and depended on her, and he probably was thinking that he couldn't handle it on his own, and he needed her to be there, so he didn't want her to go and start focusing on her own thing.
With it, because like he said, the customers loved her.
Oh yeah,
she handled all the front end and consultations and getting folks in, whatever. Coordinate the building and getting this stuff up, but we as women, we can coordinate some stuff. That's not say men. There are some men who coordinate well. Who got it down pat. So.
Can I tell you, if I would have been Joy, a lot of people wouldn't have been walking out of that.
Well, we had a little bit. But, I can't go full tilt. Now, in my indie, if it's an indie book.
But remember, Cheryl, I read a lot of mafia books. So
okay, see? So I'm gonna say. So if it's an indie book, you might be full tilt. So there it is.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, okay.
She's still shaking her head.
It could have been like something. I love the restraint. I give you props on that because
she lost her restraint for
she lost it for a little bit.
She did.
Mama Q said, do we have to talk about him?
We can move on, girl. We can move on. Listen, we can move on. What you want to talk about, Mama Tony?
He said, bring on the new book. Jerry said Robert was a big fool. Yes,
He
he was.
was. He was. You know.
Yes, he was. And
Yeah,
that's
no
what my
idea.
brother pointed out, that they could have had even, they could have had two
Yes.
Flourishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And he could have been the one to help get that new one going, get the whole renovate the whole nine.
Because
And
I
kept
don't
all
think
that money in house.
right.
yes.
He didn't even realize the chances that he could have had in the moments when she was doubting her decisions. When he could have said the
That's
thing.
when they could have turned it right.
Right. And it could have made it right, but he just was so in his little bubble.
Yep.
His little narcissistic
And
mind.
he definitely narcissistic. I was thinking that. He's definitely narcissistic, and he was manipulative.
Yeah, he was.
Big
Yeah,
time.
y'all remember that little manipulation moment? Like, oh, wait a minute. Well, that was the loose restraint time. That was what that was for.
All right. Okay. And our next one, Warren. We didn't get because it wasn't focused on them. We didn't get a lot of his backstory, but what we did see of him, and I loved, like you said, how patient he was, how understanding, and how he made sure that she knew. And we're talking about Rochelle, how he made sure that she knew how valued she was. That he saw her basically as beautiful.
He knew her worth. He
too.
knew her worth.
Yes,
he did, and he's you don't get all. See, that's why I said it's like the romance. So you can't get the guy's point of view, but you could just get a little bit. But you know that he had been around all the time because him and Joe were best friends. So he's always at the family getting togethers. He's always at the all the things.
Right.
He's just been there over the years, so he's seen it all, knows it all. So
and he's asked her so many times, and she shot him down. But he was,
I know that first. I thought he was gonna I had to keep him at the table when he said, "Well, you're not playing with a brother, right? Come on now."
Right.
Caveman style, throw on the shoulder. Let's go for it. She changed her mind, huh?
Yeah.
Loved him. Loved Joe. And we talked about Joe and how steadfast he was, and making sure that Yvette's wishes were carried out.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into favorite scene.
So we also, I liked, was it Joy's dad?
Oh
yeah.
Joy's dad.
Yeah.
He was. I loved him.
Yeah, that's one of my scenes.
Her mama had to grow. Her mama had to grow a little bit.
Oh, mama. Oh. She was another one. I mean, I understood because she was younger, her mistakes, and she had to pay for them.
Yeah,
but it just.
And some people do that. They let outside
noise come in, and then you know that you messed up, but you don't know how to fix it.
Right.
And that thing, and then it just, so you sweep it under the rug and think it's gonna go away. But I like to hear, like Pastor Charles Stanley said one more time. He said, "You reap what you sow, more than you sow, later than you sow." So no matter what we think, that we're not getting away from it. It could be now
she
or later.
Lived her life in regret.
She did.
While he moved on.
Yeah, while he did, and he had his other his right.
Yeah. See what Gary said. She looking for
So let me throw it out here. There is not going to be another women's fiction book with these characters. Okay.
I hear you though, Jerry. I hear you.
It's not going to be, and that's not to say that if I, if these are my world and I can get an opportunity to maybe do a sidebar romance novella type thing, I'll ask and find out. I don't know. I'm a sister and I have a schedule too. So hold up. Don't get, So
yes.
But it would be cool to see it. Yeah.
I would love that too. Yes.
I would love it.
I'm giving you my bid. Yes.
He's giving me them. He's giving me them Warren vibes. He's like smooth and cool.
He was very respectful, though.
Very respectful, but he's like take charge.
Yeah.
And I love that he got embarrassed. That told a little bit of his character too. JB said she know from previous books, how to bring the innuendos of the male characters you read about.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? That's because, I got the privilege of being married to my real life hero.
Right.
So I'll be typing, okay, now what a guy say, are you busy? Can I ask you? Yeah, so
I
that's
love that.
he helps me with these. Would a guy say this?
Right.
Right.
Mama Tony said Warren knew what he wanted and waited for it. Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Sure did. And then Jerry is saying slow and steady.
That's right. Yeah. He was very patient and just gentle with her. He was gentle, and she needed that gentleness.
She needed,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how many times she questioned it.
Yes, exactly. Like, okay, what?
Sheryl is saying that she wants it too, Sheryl. She wants some more Micah too.
But we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Now, there were so many memorable and favorite scenes, but one that I loved was Joy's conversation with her father, and when they reconciled, and even though he never fell out with her,
right,
yeah.
But also when he was so generous and offered to
underwrite
put up half,
for
the business and the renovations. I love that. And he said he wasn't taking no for an answer,
Exactly. Once a parent, always a parent.
That's kind
of what that is. No matter how old you get, you see your child in need and they're doing something wonderful. You want to jump on in there if you can and help them. It's hard not to.
Right.
And
he saw everything that she was going through.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to protect her. Another that moved me though is when Joy went to the house for the last time. And she got emotional.
Yeah.
And she wanted him to act like a man, and and he went and hid.
Yeah. Well, so bye, kind of thing.
Right.
Exactly. And that was a clear point. It's like, okay, closing the door. This is closing the door on one thing, and then stepping, to your new one, your new door,
right,
another waiting door that's going to be better and more beautiful. So, because a lot of times we stay stuck in places,
right,
and we don't need to. We stay there longer than we should.
And
it drains our spirit. It drains, our drive. It drains everything.
So, and you did a good job showing that with her too, because even though she was conflicted,
right,
like anyone would be, she also recognized that she was tired of all the stuff.
Yeah, you can't stay here forever.
Yeah, so I love that. I love that scene. What about you, Tina? Did you have a favorite scene in the?
Now, what kind of scene is this? It's like a heartfelt or a funny moment, or just whatever.
Whatever stood out to you. Well, we do a separate heartfelt, so leave that one.
I'm gonna leave that one. So what am I? I'm gonna leave that one. This it probably was. God, it's so many. I'm gonna say the concert with Rochelle and Warren.
I love that.
Because I always, I pulled it up on the YouTube.
Oh, the song.
Listening to the song.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I did too. And I love his voice. So I was right there.
What song? Okay, because I always have music. I can't remember the song I had in this one.
But the one you mentioned in the book, I hadn't heard that one, but I did. Of course, I knew the one with Tamia.
Okay, what did I say?
First one.
You know what? See, y'all know I put music in all these books. I can't remember what music is in. Look, listen, somebody be trying to pull this up and find.
Wait.
Oh, you know what? I probably still have it in my because I pulled it up, so it's probably still in my.
Was it Real Love?
Oh yeah.
Real Love.
I love that song by him.
The
video is amazing.
I'm going to watch the video then. Yeah.
I watch the video.
Real Love, the video, it's all these people, these different, I love that video.
You got to see it.
And that's one thing, me and you always had, you always put me up on, even though I know Eric Benet, but that song, for some reason, I couldn't remember that. Yeah. But I'm going to have to check it out.
So y'all know me, I'm going to throw some music in there. And a lot of times it's a B-side song that you probably don't hear.
Right.
because I love to let folks know about good songs,
Right.
there. Because we only hearing, the same 5 songs on every station that you turn to.
And that's
So
something
you don't know that all this wonderful music is out here. You're finding songs, you're like, what? So it is. So
yeah.
for me,
Like I did when I sent you.
I love to have the kids in the story. So yeah, we had a teenager,
Yes.
teenagers, and we had a little one. So.
Yes, yes, love them. Ola is saying Warren had the good sense to know that Shell came in the package deal. Yes.
Yes. And you know how Haley was all in for it. So go ahead, Mom. You want him today?
Right,
Ooh,
right.
remember she gave her the little flower. I love that she was her cheering section.
Yes,
Hey,
she
sis.
definitely was. I love that.
Hey, sis.
Hey, everybody in the house. All right.
See,
and then
I'm talking about support. This what I mean. This right here. My sisters are in the house.
yeah, and I hate that she missed when I gave her and Sheryl and Angela.
Yeah, see?
I love the way y'all support each other. Is very, very, I love it. Very inspiring. And then JB is saying I always enjoy the music in her story.
Me and Miss JB bond over some music now. See,
yeah,
we do. We bond over some music. And I love that I have introduced new artists to people, because some folks are saying, like, oh, I've never even heard of this person. Who is this? I never knew about this until you put them in here. They're like, but I'm about to download some music now, so.
Yeah. You the one who got me into Boney James. I hadn't even heard of him until you told me about him. So
listen, I'll be introducing some more as the next books come out. Don't worry about it. Y'all see lots of new people.
All right, so now we're gonna get into most heartfelt, and it was so many of those too.
So many.
It was hard to choose, but one of mine was Diane and Jeffrey's talk when they were in the car. Oh my goodness! I was like, I needed some tissue. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And I was still trying to be low key mad, but
yes.
It was worthless. Like, gosh,
he laid it on the line, though.
Yes,
he came all the way, to.
I love that scene, and then another emotional, heartfelt scene was Tamiko. Yeah, that was hard.
It was. Yeah,
that was difficult. But a touching moment for me was when the friends were in Jamaica and they had, they did the tribute to their friend Yvette, and just reinforce their bond as sisters.
Yeah,
love that moment as well. Tina, what was a heartfelt for you?
We got 2 of the good ones. Let me see. Hey, goodness, Cheryl. Listen, I can't give away.
There were so many though. You have something that you can.
I got a couple. So Warren and Haley's conversation after the weekend away.
Yeah. Okay.
When he got like
yeah.
I was like, oh, like when he first was like, I need to talk to Haley. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But when it happened, I didn't expect that,
Right. Kids are just, whoo. And then she's a funny one too, because she's blunt,
Right.
And she is kind of based on a person I know, my youngest. With her best friends when they came, that scene actually happened with my child.
So, okay.
And I'm like, same thing. My child is. She's like, I don't care. Like, you already know. Why are you get on my nerves? She's that kind of person.
But I did love their relationship. I loved Haley and Rochelle's relationship because she was still like mom and daughter, but it was something extra there, even with the outfits, picking the outfits, giggling when, and all that.
Right.
It was
those parent moments like, I don't care whose parents, these are not, I'm your mom. What you're not going to do here is, so it's still laying down the law, but I love you.
I think one of the other ones for me too was I think it was the conversation with Joy and her mom.
Mm-hmm.
The first one or the second
First,
one?
I'm about to say the first one or the
Second
second.
one.
Okay.
The second one, when she explained herself,
Finally. Yeah.
and encouragement that came from her brother, from Brent, like, I really hope that you guys can, because he knew, but he just didn't want to, and I was glad that she didn't hold that against him.
Because it's not his place, because that wasn't his, and he's a child. He was a child too at the time. So she said, "Don't bring it up. I'm not gonna say nothing."
So I felt like that was it was a good moment for her to understand what was going on, and which caused the conversation with Dad. But I thought that was a good moment too.
Although they still had a long way to go, because I still have why would you keep, when you notice that strained the relationship between the children and the father, why would you still let that go on? I didn't understand.
But you know what happened? The longer you let things go, the harder it is to open your mouth and say about it. Think about it, because if you let it go for so long, you buried it, and then it's kind of you think that now if I say something, they're gonna be mad. If I don't say something, then maybe it'll be okay, and you're hoping. But if I say something, the longer you wait, the more you figure that you're gonna be estranged. Next is gonna be you,
right?
So we gotta,
that's
we're
a
human.
Good point. You're right.
We're human. So we make crazy mistakes. We do.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we could all respond perfectly to things, but that's not how life works. So
that's true. Miss Tony is saying one of her favorite scenes was when Haley asked Warren if she could call him Dad. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I like that too. And then he got teary-eyed.
Yeah.
JB is saying another way to connect in the sisterhood.
Yeah.
Sheryl is saying we must have heard you in the subconscious because I lost track of time and ran to my laptop. Good, I'm glad you both made it.
I love y'all. I love you.
So you got to look back to find out what I said about you and Elle and Angela. And then Ola is saying that her was just,
listen. Yeah, that.
Yeah. I still was siding him a little bit at that time, but I thought that was a good move, but I still was like,
it was less of a side eye. It was decreasing. Yeah. But it wasn't gone.
Yeah. Ellie is like her Aunt Val. And she's like her godmama Joy too.
Just
so with the whole, what? Outspoken, because Joy, I think, is the most outspoken, of them.
And okay, so it was a lighthearted moment in here for me too when they were at the aerobics class.
Oh gosh.
And Diane was the funniest when she was actually down trying to do
right. Lord, put me up here. Why am I down here?
She said she was about to put it on, Jeffrey. I'm telling you.
You know what? Yeah. And that scene actually came about because a young lady who worked in the hair shop where I got my hair done, and I get my hair braided every blue moon when I was needed to put it up to go on vacation, and she was braiding my hair, and she actually teaches.
Oh, really? Okay.
She goes, you should come. I said, girl, if I drop anything, it is not coming anywhere. No. I said, but it gives me a good idea for throwing something in a book. She said, well, follow us on Instagram so you can see what we're doing. And she's telling me about it. I'm like, okay. All right. So y'all got an aerobics class.
That was hilarious.
We're gonna leave it like that.
Yeah. That class was hilarious. Yes, it was.
It was.
They said, wait a minute now, what is this?
Hey, she's like, I am going to strangle this woman when I get to work on Monday morning, because I don't think that y'all was ready for that, huh? You just figured they was gonna go a little exercise, with a little, hey, get a little movement in. Like, you got some movement, all right.
Oh my goodness.
And I have got to say, I watched some of her classes, and I was thinking, just it's a no for me. Me would have been to go in, turn around, walk back out. That's how that was.
And they was in the back of the room. They were like,
right. There was a split second of, you know what? We're not staying in this. We leaving. No, not at all.
All right, so Sheryl, you tried your hand at women's fiction and you did an amazing job, in my opinion. So, what other genre would you feel that you want to try your hand
at? Mystery thriller.
Ooh, yes.
Thriller.
Yes.
And y'all will. What they say now, some people get unalived. We're just gonna be real, because I've been wanting to unalive somebody for a long time.
Well, a thriller would definitely give you the opportunity.
Freedom to unalive some people.
Yes.
Look at her, Katina.
And I'm here for it. I love thrillers. So.
I like unalive.
Yeah.
Exactly, Ola. Make it clap. That's right.
That right there is a woo. Oh yeah.
We said not everything
heartfelt too, Jerry. You're right. Yeah. She said for those who are listening, she cheered and cried for Tamiko's adoption with Diane and Jeffrey, mom and dad. Yes. Sheryl said, "Now you're talking her love language."
Which one? Making it?
Yeah, which one?
What we're talking about? That's probably all right. So, she's talking about the unaliving people.
Okay, yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Okay,
you got the recording.
Yes.
Okay. No taking back. Seriously. As soon as I get 5 minutes and a clearer schedule, I mean, I already have a plot flowing in my head.
I am here for it. I can't wait.
And yeah, I just haven't had time, opportunity, none of that to do it. But yeah, that is kind of a goal. I would love to do a thriller type book.
I already told you I love mafia, so I tell you I'm here for the.
It's not gonna be mafia, but you know.
But I'm just telling you, I'm
with
here.
Your crowns with that, but then go on and keep that. But
for the killing off folks.
Yeah, but I'm gonna kill off some people. They're gonna be unalive. So it'll be all right.
Come on, bring them back. Do all.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right, so we're gonna get into the giveaway since we're time has flown. I love talking about this book, but so Sheryl has graciously agreed to donate towards the giveaway. Now, has anyone seen last Monday's broadcast? Question is, on last Monday's broadcast, Pamela Samuels Young stated, what keeps her motivated? The first person to put the correct answer
gets a $10 Amazon gift card.
Wins an Amazon gift card. So hopefully you watched last week's broadcast. If not, hurry up and go.
I scroll.
Check it out, but no, you can check it out, and now I'll keep an eye out in
the first
replay or the comments.
Yeah,
and then I'll let Sheryl know who the winner is.
Yep.
So check out what she said as far as what keeps her motivated. Hello, Jennifer. She said, sorry she's late.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, sis.
All right, Sheryl, as always, it was a pleasure talking with you. I love the book.
Thank you. Y'all made me have it. See, I needed this laughter in my life today. So I appreciate
it. I'm glad. Jennifer said she watched it, but she forgot. So you gotta go back. You have to go back and find that part.
Yeah, I know Jennifer. She
So you have to go find that part, Jennifer, and then the first person to put it in the comments will win the Amazon gift card. What you say, JB? She said she did the readers. No. That was one of the other interviews. This one is from last Monday with Pamela Samuels Young. Somebody did say that what you said, but that was another interview. All right.
Too many people. You don't remember who said what.
Right?
It was authors. That's all we know. They were authors, and they said.
Oh my goodness. But again, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so
Tina,
much.
did you have any other questions or comments before we sign off?
No, it was this was not a task at all to read. It was engaging the whole time and certainly a page turner for sure. I was rooting for everybody. I was rooting. I was angry. I was crying. It was everything. I was exhausted, but it was at the end. But it was only because it was, we got so much,
Your emotions were all over the place.
Right. It's good. That's when you read something really great.
And I love that. That just makes my whole night. Just so y'all know. Thank you. I appreciate you both. So
yes, and I highly recommend for anyone who hasn't read it yet to get it. You will not be disappointed. If you haven't read A Perfect Pairing and Table for Two,
good one.
Those as well, because those are also awesome reads. Yeah. And if you haven't watched that broadcast, go back and watch that. That was an awesome interview.
Make sure when you read it, you write your review too.
Yes, please do the review part.
I got mine in this time.
I already love mine too.
I love mine too.
Yeah, I love it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and Goodreads.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Yay. Jennifer said her boyfriend, she made a guess. No,
somebody's gonna be like having their other electronic device over there going, let me see on the I'm just saying, let's call it up.
Like I said, I will keep an eye on the comments, so whoever puts the correct answer, I'll let Sheryl know, so you can get your Amazon gift card. And thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Yes. It was great. Thank you for being so engaged. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, ladies.
Good night.
Good night.